Hi everybody, it is DreadBall 2nd edition week here on beastsofwar.com, and we have 3 amazing launch bundles up for grabs. In this epic gaming set, you have the chance to win the DreadBall 2nd edition core game, the Collector's Rulebook, the limited edition Blaine MVP, as well as the Galactic Tour expansion, the Events deck, the Matsudo Tectonics team, and the New Eden Revenants team. Don't miss your chance to win. Get your comments in on any of the DreadBall videos this week on beastsofwar.com, YouTube, or Facebook.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this team chat for DreadBall 2nd edition. For this one, we are looking at the Draconis All-Stars. Now, this is an interesting team. It's one of the ones in the 2-player starter set.
That's
Am I right, Rob?
Yeah, that's it. So the Draconis All-Stars are a bunch of kind of super AI DreadBall playing robots.
Cool.
Their background is basically when DreadBall first started, you had human referees. Mm-hmm. But as we all know, human referees, well, certainly if you've watched some football games, human referees aren't always great at spotting the fouls. Yep. So they were replaced with robots.
Okay.
Unfortunately, one of the most famous referees was a guy called Yuri Matrenko. When he lost his job, when he said, yeah, see you later, mate, you're going to be replaced with a robot, he was a bit cheesed off.
As you would be.
Yeah, you've lost your job. Yeah. So he went off and said, right, I'm going to make the team of the best players ever using this kind of AI, cyber kind of gadgetry. And this is the result, the Draconis All-Stars, his 10-year work.
That's pretty cool.
Let's have a look at the models as they come out
Yeah,
of the
sure.
box.
Yeah.
So here they are. We have the 3 different player types, as well as what's a little prone marker down here. So let's move him out of the way first. So first up, we have a Jack.
Yeah, so your Jack, they're the all-rounders. I mean, a lot of this kind of stats for these guys are pretty much across the board. They're 4+.
Yep.
But your Jack is pretty useful, so you got your Jack there.
And then we have Striker.
Striker.
They are so dynamic looking as well.
Yeah, you can normally tell. The way you can tell the difference, obviously once they're painted, you can tell the difference a lot better, is normally look at the shoulder pads and then look at the glove that they've got in their hands. So if they've got a glove, it means they're a Jack or a Striker. And if they're running in that kind of dynamic pose, they're probably a Striker.
They're probably a Striker. And then you have the big guys.
I mean, he's pretty chunky.
Yeah.
He's a guard. So he has got the big shoulder pads on. He's ready to bash some guys out of the way, take them out.
Yeah. If I might actually raise a point about the background there. You're saying that Yuri was replaced by robots, and then he decided to make a team of robots.
Yes.
Do you know, what was his thinking there? Was it just like, if I can't be a part of it, no one can?
I think, basically he thought, well, if you can't beat him, join him.
It kind of feels like, well, if you're not going to let humans in the sport anymore, then why bother with the sport? And he's just went, have these guys.
Yeah.
They're going to prove you... They're going to prove everybody right and, ruin the game for everyone.
Yeah, so that's maybe
point.
he thought, his ultimate revenge was to build the best ever DreadBall team that are going to win all the championships, I guess.
Yeah. Well, as a few of our own studio games where we were mucking around showed, even ref bots aren't infallible at spotting fouls.
No.
Yeah.
And easily distracted.
Okay. Well, let's take a look at some of these painted ones as well.
Because we have your own
Yeah,
team.
This is my own team. So these are, although obviously the standard team is the Draconis All-Stars, when you're kind of in a league, you kind of come up with your own background and come up with your own team name as well. So these are the ones that I painted. These are the Iron Bruisers.
Okay.
Now, from what I recall, you got the name of these guys by accident.
Yeah, I painted them.
Yeah.
And it was actually someone, when I there's like a Facebook group, the DreadBall Fanatics, where I kind of posted a work in progress picture, and the guy was like, "Oh, you like Iron Brew?" I was like, I don't know. What do you mean?
Why?
And he's like, "These guys, they're sponsored by Iron Brew," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then I realised it clicked, and I was like, "Oh yeah, of course, the orange and
Blue and
blue."
orange.
Yeah. I love the idea that Iron Brew has made it to the years of DreadBall.
Yeah.
All these years.
Yeah, they've
Made it
in the
inside.
far into the future, people are still drinking Iron Brew.
The guards still look epic though. They have such a pose to them.
And you can see there with a little bit of different colours as well, you can really make it very clear which one's a guard, which one's a Jack, and which one's a Striker.
Yeah. Very, very cool little team, even if you did get it by accident.
Yeah.
It's a good colour choice.
Yeah, without realising, I'd actually
Clearly that other company had a good thing going there with these colours.
Yeah. You're dying to paint these now yourself, aren't you?
I really want to paint them, absolutely.
What colour schemes would you go for?
I would probably go for something a little more traditional with these guys. I'm thinking this.
Oh,
I'm thinking almost like the box miniatures themselves, that beautiful red with the white or light grey trim, that very sort of typical American football aesthetic, just like the Draconis All-Stars symbol. It's very...
Yeah.
When you think American football, you think stuff like that. You think that sort of text. You think that sort of everything.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing I'd like to
American football teams do get so much more creative with their team names and logos.
They get awesome uniforms. They get awesome logos. Yeah, and they get
and
awesome
DreadBall
names as well. Yeah,
and DreadBall takes that one step further.
Yeah,
DreadBall adds extra violence.
That's what American football needs. AI controlled robots. And everyone
Make it so. Make it so.
Yeah. So I suppose actually talking to the robots is worth talking about their special ability.
Yeah.
So most of the teams actually have a kind of special ability. These ones have something called linked, and the way that works is to kind of, because they're robots, because they're all kind of connected together with Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or whatever, HG or whatever they have in the future.
They're all working on the LAN network.
Yeah. So they're all plugged into the modem, and they're all communicating to each other. But what that means is you have the DreadBall cards in the game, and the blue action cards. When you play one of those on a player, say for example you play a free slam or even a free foul, you can actually move another player as well.
Oh, yeah.
And the idea is actually because they're linked, they can almost predict what their teammate's going to do. So that's really handy for, say, if you've got one guy here, you want to move him kind of to help support on a slam, so to gang up on people. So using that linked, I think, will be a really key tactic in the Draconis All-Stars.
Linking two guards to come in at someone.
Oh, that would hurt.
Yeah.
Front arc and rear arc at the same time.
Yeah, that would be nasty. Because you think about it, you've got a guard, you're going to slam in, you think, actually, I could do with a little bit of extra support here.
Yeah.
So you bring another guard in from somewhere else on the pitch.
When you're using robots to come at someone from both sides like that, that's not a slam anymore. That's just a trash compactor.
Yeah, it does say they're very good at pincer movements, and that is literally a pincer movement as they get smashed to bits. But as well as kind of offensive kind of wise, if you're wanting to play the passing and throwing, that kind of game, they'll be really good at that, because you could, say you've got a free throw action, you could use your free action, your kind of linked action, to move the receiver into position on the strike hex or something like that, and then obviously chuck the ball, and hopefully, unless you're Sam, you'll be able to catch the ball and score the strike.
My roles in the office for this game have become
Legendary.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Not in the positive way either.
So I think linked will become a really kind of interesting tactic for these, as people kind of get to grips, once you've kind of got to grips with their basic stats. Because, like I was saying, that generally their stats are pretty much 4+ across the board, so you don't have to worry about thinking about, okay, what's their strength, what's their skill. You can kind of then concentrate on using the linked ability as well.
They really feel like the standard of player. Everything more or less on the dice rolls is a 50-50.
Well, what are their stats like?
So you've got kind of where across the board you've got a move of 5.
Yeah.
So pretty nippy. They can get, and especially when you think about it with that linked ability, you've got a free move of 5 that you can get someone in position. So they're going to be able to get up the pitch. Possibly run rings around their opponent if they're getting behind, supporting on a slam or getting in position ready for a throw. Strength, they're all on 4+. So again, not too shabby. Agility, which is where you're going to be used to kind of dodging out the way, evading attacks, or standing up if you get knocked down. Again, you're on 4+. Speed, which is used to dash. If you need to go that little bit extra further, 4+. Skill, 4+. So that's what you're going to be used for throwing and kind of catching the ball and using to score strikes. So, like you say, a 50-50 on pretty much everything. An armor is 4+ for the guard and the jack, and a striker is 5+. So striker a little bit delicate.
Striker are the only one with actually a bit of stat variant there.
Yeah. So actually, one of the things in DreadBall First Edition is pretty much across the team they all had the same stats. But now we've kind of actually you probably need to mix it up a little bit, because it makes sense that the striker is a bit more delicate than the other guys. So you've got those, and then the recommended team. So your starting team, if you're just going to want to. If you're not playing in the league, or you're starting in the league with a standard team, you've got 3 guards, 2 jacks, and 3 strikers. So a real striker-heavy team, actually, this one. But then you've got the support of those beefy guards that can kind of take out your opposition or get them out of the way.
The Draconis really feel like they are the... Warren would talk a lot about an entry-level faction or an entry-level team or something like that. These really feel like that, because once you've got the basics, most of my rolls are going to be 4+.
Yes.
You're playing, and you're probably playing fairly competently as well once you've got the rules.
You can see why these are one of the starter factions in the
absolutely.
box. But they also, with their linked ability, they also have that extra level of play
Yeah.
to muck around with.
It's the little mint on the pillow
Yes.
that you find when you remember it's there, and you're incredibly happy that it is there. That's what that linked ability is.
Yeah, and particularly if you use it well.
Yes.
If you use it
Then
well.
you're going to be. I mean, that's the whole thing. Always remember to do it, because in the heat of the kind of game, it's one of those things that you're like, oh, I'm just going to play this card and I'm going to do this throw, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to move that guy.
Yeah.
As a little extra kind of bonus as well, they get a DreadBall card, so they start with a card. That
That's
means
useful.
you, even in that first rush, you don't have to buy one, which is kind of really useful. You start, because normally you would be paying in a league that's 75 points or 75 mega million credits.
They're always mega. It's always
yeah.
mega.
Everything's mega in
Yeah.
this one.
So some teams have nothing. Some teams have a coaching dice. These guys have a card.
Yeah.
Okay. If we carry on from then, there's also the team captain. Every team now has a team captain, don't
That's right. So that's one of the kind of changes. So particularly in a league, you've got the option of adding a captain to your team. So these guys have
We
Romeo
have
Blue.
This guy,
they? Yeah.
who is pretty. He's a lot sleeker looking than everybody else. He's got a lot more curved panels to him and stuff. His aesthetic is pretty badass.
Yeah.
In short, is what I'm trying to say.
I take it he's a striker.
He
yeah?
is a striker, yeah. So you'll find that the captains, they can follow the same kind of format as the rest of the team. So they'll either be strikers, jacks, or guards. He is a captain. His actual stats are generally pretty much the same. He's moving on 5 and everything else is 4+. Where he gets a little bit extra, he's got alert. And the handy thing about that is if you go into the rear threat hex, he'll turn around. He'll be like,
Oh.
you're not going to catch me by surprise. I'm going to turn around. There's no slamming in the rear for this guy.
Because he's a robot, I've got this great image now of someone running up to tackle him from behind and the head just swiveling around.
Yeah,
The
just
whole
whips around.
torso
Yeah.
swings around. He's like, no.
Yes.
And he's also got something called Lucky, which means that once per rush, the player can re-roll any 1 dice rolled as part of a test. So if you are going for that strike and you do miss it, he's got the Lucky roll, which then he can re-roll.
I could use that.
Let me reiterate that. So he can re-roll any dice once,
Yeah,
or just
once
a
per
dice.
rush, the player may re-roll any 1 dice rolled as part of a
We've
test.
got his stat card here. Let's
you go, look
quickly
at-
show us
so
under
let's
the
see
camera.
if we can chuck that under the camera here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So he's still sitting around the falls for the most part.
yeah, he's he's the slightly smarter of the rest of the AI.
Yeah.
He's the one that has a bit more development behind him, and that's
Funnily enough, in his background, it says that he's actually started to reprogram himself. His
Oh.
AI is so
He's
advanced.
dangerous now.
Yes, his AI is so advanced that Matrenko, the guy who created him, is like, I didn't make any of this.
Yeah,
and he's
this-
actually
he didn't do
predicting plays that haven't even started. So that's why he's obviously got the alert ability as
yeah.
well.
I see. That's kind of cool bit of backstory.
Yeah. They all the captains have their own little bit of backstory as well to kind of explain, obviously why they're a captain and why they're so good.
So this guy's just because he rewired his brain a couple of times
Pretty much.
when no one was looking.
Yeah.
Right. So, to finish off this,
Yeah.
what would be your tactical tips for the Draconis All-Stars?
Definitely make the most of that linked ability. Because, like I was kind of alluding to earlier, you can use it for ganging up when you go into a slam. You've got, and it kind of catches your opponent unawares as well. So you kind of move in with one guy to gang up, then you actually use your free action card to then do the slam. So they're already at -1 for the extra threat hex. Potentially, if you are going into the rear, that's another kind of -1. And if you've got another kind of player on there as well, because obviously normally you only have 5 actions per turn. Using those actions wisely is part of the key of DreadBall. So anything that gives you an extra action, whether it's those free cards or whether it's the linked abilities, you've really got to make the most of that one. So I think remembering how to use linked and remembering and planning to how you're going to do it, or kind of getting in position in advance of when you're going to do a throw, getting up the pitch ready to receive the ball is going to be really important as well. So I'd say for these guys, yes, kind of on paper, they're kind of fairly average, but that linked ability is really going to help you to kind of potentially get the advantage over your opponent.
It lets you throw in a level of mobility that some players may not see just by looking at the stats.
Yeah.
That's right,
Right,
yeah.
and go, yeah, they have a move of 5, but oh wait, if that player plays it right, he's got 2 people moving in 1 activation.
Yeah, you can catch people unawares. And I think that's what's going to surprise people. You're thinking, okay, well, he's only got, well, I don't know, 1 action left, which normally you always know if you've got a card in your hand, that's going to be something. But this one, that card can not only move 1 player, it can move another one as well.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to be quite a dangerous team.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. They could potentially run rings around even the faster big teams.
Yeah, potentially, yeah, because they can get up the pitch and get into position ready.
Okay. Well, that's pretty good. John, you're liking this team?
I am loving this team. I definitely need to paint them at some point and definitely get a few games in with them, I think, as well. Or a few more games.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, if you like the Draconis All-Stars, be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one.
Hi everyone, we hope you're enjoying this themed week. Make sure you don't miss any of it by checking out the playlist, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button to ding our dong so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, come across and join us on beastofwar.com for more great gaming content and a fantastic community. Also, get your comments in for your chance to win.